Those that may be joining us right now on TV, we've been live on Facebook, and we want you guys to join us there on WDHN's Facebook page so we can keep giving you the latest information on this. We may not be live on TV for the entirety of the severe thunderstorm warning, but that warning does go out until 2:15 here this morning. So there's been very torrential rainfall with this, also damaging wind gusts upwards of close to 60 miles per hour. But what the National Weather Service has also said is that we do have the possibility of a tornado within this now. I think that chance is pretty low right now. It doesn't have all the characteristics of what we look for a tornado-producing storm. But there are some things of slight concern. You don't really see a big hook with this, but actually what we're starting to see right now as we zoom on in to the east side of Ozark, we've got our red, we've got our green. That is a little area of rotation. It's going to be heading directly to Mabson. So they haven't put a tornado, they just put a tornado warning on it. All right, so heading directly toward Mabson, we do have what is now a tornado-warned storm. And this is why I wanted to go live on TV. We've got our shear product here, and the extreme shear showed up directly over that area that we were watching. That's why we knew that we need to do a quick TV cut in here and mention to you guys what's going on. So let's get down to some smaller roads here, and I'm going to go back to our velocity couplet, see if that's tightened up, and it has on the southern side, just north of Mabson Road, east of Skipperville Road. That's where we have some very high velocities coming back. So you don't see a lot necessarily going into the storm away from radar, but you see a lot coming back just on this mode of radar. It does look like there could be a tornado forming here soon. Let's see if there's a tornado on the ground. We don't have any debris lofted in the air yet, so that's a good sign for us. But for everybody that's in the Mabson area, you are underneath a tornado warning right now, and we do want you guys to get into your safe place just in case this does touch down. This is the first time all night that we've seen any rotation within any storms here. The main threat so far has been flooding, and then the possibility of some damaging winds. Jordan, you may have something on the tip of your tongue. What you got?
Yeah, so the tornado warning expires at 2:30, and they said it should be in the location near Abbeville around 2 a.m.
Okay, so at this point, again, that's pretty far down the line. Mabson is where this is going to be heading toward here over the next few minutes or so. And everybody in Mabson and along County Road 36, North County Road 20 as well, coming out of Mabson, we really want you guys to get into your safe place because this could be a tornado that is forming right now. Now, we don't see any debris in the air, which is good news, but sometimes good news changes around here. Mabson is going to be the spot that it moves toward first. Then it's going to follow along County Road 36. This is basically moving due west to east. It has tightened up. So again, everybody that's along North County Road 20, County Road 36, you recognize that intersection there and you're close to it, you got to get into your safe place right now because the rotation has tightened here. The shear is very high in that area. And let's see if we have any debris that's being lofted. And we might have a small debris ball here.
I'm looking at that right now.
So I do think that there may be a weak tornado on the ground right now. There's still the possibility of this thing strengthening here. So the warning goes out until 2:30. That's pretty far down the line. What we've got right now is a possible tornado on the ground north of Mabson. This is not your typical look of a tornado if we were to go back to radar here. It's very embedded within the storm, well deep into the storm. Usually you're looking for a big hook, and we just don't see that here. So the tornado-warned storm came out just a few minutes ago before it looks like it has just now put down a tornado here in the Mabson area. So I keep saying that because, and it has tightened up significantly. This is actually very impressive for how quickly this thing has strengthened here. So here's our winds going into the storm. Here's our winds coming out. This is our rotation directly over and north of Mabson. Please get into your safe place if you are up in that area. Again, it's County Road 36 that this is going to be riding along. I'm going to zoom out here so you guys can see it in the bigger letters. Riding right along in north of County Road 36, most likely. County Road 33 going to be hitting that intersection as well with 36 here. And it's just going to keep riding right along that further to the east. Maybe if we zoom down a little further, we can see County Road, 307, I think, as well. So again, or 347, I should say. So County Road 347 up toward, I believe that's County Road 3, and I'm going to have to step off the screen here for just a second.
County Road 335,
yeah.
and
County
36.
Road 335, right in that intersection especially. You guys want to get to your safe place because this is riding along and north of 36. So if we go a little bit further north as well, County Road, 80 or 54?
Yeah, 54.
54, County Road 54 up toward, and that's County Road 54 as well. So anyone along County Road 54 near Asbury or south of Asbury specifically, you're going to want to get to your safe place too. North County Road 67, you want to get into your safe place. All of these areas, County Road 67 down to County Road 36 up to County Road 54. Get into your safe place now, because I think that we have a tornado on the ground. The last scan that I looked at of debris showed a little bit.
Confirmed.
Now we've got more debris there.
tag.
So we do have a confirmed tornado on the ground here tonight. And right in the middle of the night, we were talking about that main threat was going to be flash flooding. It's taken a turn here for sure. We've gotten just enough of those severe weather ingredients to really hit the spot, get this thing rotating very quickly, and that's why we are live on TV right now and on Facebook Live. We've been on this storm from the beginning, far before it was even severe thunderstorm warned. We were on Facebook Live. That's where we're going to stay, and on TV until this thing lifts off the ground. So again, it's crossing over County Road 33 right now, getting ready to cross over, and I can't remember which one I was calling out earlier here, but crossing over County Road 33, and it's staying just north of County Road 36. So if you're anywhere near that intersection, please go ahead and get in your safe place right now. I know that there aren't a whole lot of landmarkers over here for me. There may be some smaller churches in that area, but I don't know necessarily some big landmarks to give you right now. That's why I'm trying to stick around with the road names. Are you having any problems with audio over there, Jordan?
No, I'm going to just call out some roads out. County Road 54, County Road...
Here we go. Hey, Jordan, we've got a pretty big... Yeah, much bigger debris ball. So this has taken a turn for the worse in a hurry here. So there is for sure a tornado on the ground causing damage north of County Road 36. It's just south of County Road 54. If you are in that area, please, I can't be more serious than what I am right now. Please take this very seriously. Get into your safe place along County Road 335 and 337, where those two become the same. This is what looks like probably a large tornado on the ground right now, causing damage in Dale County. So here's our storm relative velocity. Red's moving away, green's moving toward. They're very tightly wrapped. This has happened in a hurry here, and that's why we've been on Facebook Live, just in case anything changed. Jordan, what I want you to do is zoom out on yours over there on your computer and take a broader view. See if there are any more other rotation or areas of rotation here. We're going to focus on this one right now. Jordan's going to check for others.
On top of that radar.
Yeah.
Very, very hard to see on replay TV.
So, well, I mean, it's close enough. So this radar scan is very close to the ground, and the fact that it can see directly into this thing, and we've got such tight rotation, we know for sure that this, of course, is a tornado on the ground. Again, you can see the debris being lofted in the air here. That's the debris ball. Let me circle it for you guys, and we're going to get back to calling out some county roads here. This is, well, we'll make a new one for you here. This is the debris ball, and it's holding together very, very well.
Looking at that shear, very,
right there.
very, very strong.
So there's our debris ball. There's our velocity couplet. What we may not see here, and maybe we will, it's been a few scans, what we don't see is a super well-defined hook. You can just barely see some loss of reflectivity here, but you see a lot of purple there. Usually that indicates hail. This time around, it indicates debris, things in the air. If you know someone that lives along these county roads, 335, 337 specifically, give them a call, wake them up. Let them know a tornado is on the ground, riding right along your road right now. Please get into your safe place. For those that may have forgotten, we try and talk about it all the time, but this is what your safe place looks like, all right? We want you to get into that innermost room in your home. It's usually a closet, bathroom, sometimes a hallway. Get down as low as possible. And this is a scenario where I would say hop into the bathtub, put the kids in first, take a twin-size mattress or as many blankets and pillows with you, throw it on top of the children, and if you can get into the bathtub too, throw it on top of yourself. You on top of your children, throw these things on top of yourself. You never know if this is a scenario where it very may well save your life if you are caught up in this tornado here. If you are in a mobile home in this area along County Road 337 and 335, the best thing you can usually do is get into that center hallway if you do have one of those. Sometimes your bathroom's attached to the outside, so try and get into the center hallway usually in a mobile home. Let's go back and... All right, in between 54 and 67, it has moved a little bit further east here. It's a fast mover, at least 45 miles per hour, maybe faster than that. Jordan, correct me if I'm wrong there, but it's going to stay just to the south of Bell's Crossroads, okay? So north of Echo, south of Bell's Crossroads is where this thing is moving. We're going to, right along County Road 67 here in just a minute or so. County Road 67, folks, please get into your safe place immediately. Those along East Highway 27, you too need to get into your safe place immediately. This is not hail being detected here. It's not heavy rain. That is debris being lifted in the air from the ground up very high. And in fact, it's super close to the radar, so it's able to see basically everything right now at the surface. So it is easily able to detect that there is a tornado on the ground causing damage. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a large and destructive tornado here. We may not be talking about just small damage here. I do think that there is decent damage being done in the area. So let's go back to our velocity and show you guys the red and the green very tightly wrapped here, very tightly wrapped here. So there is no doubt that it is still maintaining its strength, that shear, very strong shear right now, very strong shear. So this is not a pretty sight. I'm going to try something new for us here. I don't tend to do this, but we're going to try something new and see if we can get a 3D scan of this storm. And if it doesn't work out quickly, then I'll do something else. All right, we'll make sure that we take it off. So let's see if we can, and we may not be able to do it, and that's okay by me if we can't do it. Yeah, so it's not working totally fine. I don't think that we need to see the 3D scan of this storm. I was just trying to see how high that debris is being lofted in the air. It's so close to the radar, it can see everything. But again, the goal was to see just how strong this storm or tornado may be if we were able to see how high the debris is. Looks like Jordan's trying to check it out for me over there on another computer. So south of Bell's Crossroads and north of Echo is where this tornado is crossing over 67 toward Highway 27, where there's a big curve in it. State Highway 27 here, there's a big curve as you go north and then back south. It's going to ride right along the northern edge of that curve here. If you live in that area in Dale County, please get into your safe place immediately. Those that are in Ozark, you guys are safe from this storm. I want to make that very clear. Asbury folks as well, you are not underneath a tornado, or you're technically underneath the warning, but you're not underneath the tornado threat here. It's well to the east of you. So Asbury, Skipperville folks, you do not have a tornado heading your direction. It's between Bell's Crossroads and Echo where we do have this tornado on the ground right now. It's not just a tornado warned storm. It is a confirmed tornado on the ground this instant, and it's heading toward Highway 27 where we have this big bend. So if you're traveling west, you take a big trip north and then back south very quickly. If you know that area and you travel it every day and you live close to it, please get into your safe place immediately, because this is a damaging tornado that is on the ground heading towards you within the next couple of minutes or so. We're going to take this out 45 miles per hour, correct? Yeah. And we may not even be able to get it out that far here. Yeah, it's not working. So that's all right. We don't need that. We know what direction it's heading toward. It's going to stay south of Bertha and Bearfield Crossroads and just south of Bell's Crossroads as well. We're going to go back to our debris, see if this thing is still on the ground. It's still lofting some things in the air. It may, and we saw this with the Cottonwood tornado, it may not be hitting as many big objects right now, so it may be in a field, not having enough debris to lift in the air. But I still think, based on the structure of this debris ball right now, how perfectly cylindrical it is, or spherical it is, because it's a perfect circle, it still has that composure of a tornado. And it is directly over that big bend that we were just talking about there along State Highway 27. So
I think it still is on the ground.
I would say so.
The correlation coefficient.
Yeah, so State Highway 27, where that big bend is here in the road, that is where, with County Road 65 coming out of Bell's Crossroads. So if you live in that intersection, there's a tornado over you right now. You're hearing it whip up. Please get into your safe place. You've only got to be there for a couple minutes, and then it's going to be gone. These things are fast movers, especially when it's moving at 45 miles per hour. Let's go further down the line. Again, along and north of State Highway 27, those are the folks that need to be in their safe place immediately. County Road 75, County Road 7, that intersection due east of where a tornado is on the ground right now. So you guys also, County Road 7, County Road 76, get into your safe place immediately, that centermost area of your home, that bathroom, hallway, closet. Get in there, close the doors, get into the bathtub so you can stay safe from this storm. What you got, Jordan?
So it is moving a little slower, of course, it is a damaging tornado.
Okay.
Now it's moving around 35 miles
35, so a little bit slower, but we're getting these scans constantly coming in here. It does look different than it did a few minutes ago. They're still close enough, red and green here, and it's tight enough that a tornado still may be causing damage at this point. Look at the debris signature here. Instead of the dark blues and blacks that we saw just a few minutes ago, we're now seeing a lot of yellows. That's still things in the air, but it doesn't look like it's causing the same amount of damage. And Jordan, I want you to zoom out on yours, and I want you to check and see if there are any more areas of rotation here that we need to look out for, all right? I'm going to stay on the storm. You look at the overall view for me. This is the debris that's still in the air along and north of 27, heading toward or just south of County Road 80 toward County Road 7 and the intersection that it has with County Road 75, all right? This is in Dale, or crossing out of Dale County into Henry County now, so it's in far eastern Dale County, just north of our radar site in Echo, and it's crossing into Henry County. I think that they just chopped back a little bit of the tornado warning, but this storm is going to stay right along and north of Highway 27, heading probably south of Abbeville. It's going to take a long time before it gets there. There's still another 36 minutes on this tornado-warned storm. I don't think it's going to stay alive for that long, but it has been on the ground for about the past 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes or so, causing damage for sure. So we're going to get a reporter out there. Jordan, if you can make sure that you text some of our reporters and let them know, go along County Road 27. With that latest scan that just came in, Jordan, we see more of those lighter blues in there rather than just yellows, so it's probably still on the ground causing damage. What it may have done, and I hinted at this earlier, if it goes through a field, it doesn't have a lot to hit and lift in the air. But if it hits a house, if it hits a big patch of trees, then it has a lot of leaves, it has shingles and different things to throw up in the air, and the debris signature, which has just come back up here a little bit stronger, the debris signature will come back stronger to us, letting us know that there are more things in the air that shouldn't be there. This is still just barely south of County Road 80, so if you are in County Road 80 or along County Road 80, your address is there, especially where it connects with County Road 7 and County Road 75, where it connects with County Road 7. If you live there, if you have a friend that lives there, make sure that you get into a safe place. If you live there, call your friend if they live there. I know a lot of folks may not be up right now. That tornado threat was really low. The ingredients were there, but they just weren't quite lining up. The main threat was supposed to be flash flooding at this point. However, it has changed, and weather changes all the time, unfortunately. And so that's what we have is an instance here. Weather has changed. Our main threat now is the tornado that is probably very likely still on the ground heading toward County Road 7 between County Road 80 and County Road 75. So there is a tornado on the ground heading to County Road 7 as we speak. We're about to get a new scan in here in just about a minute or so. Let's look at this on radar. It's not just a tornado. It is exceptionally heavy rain. So you're going to be in the path of some super heavy rain, and then you're going to get blasted on the backside of this thing by what is probably a tornado on the ground. Not everybody within this box is going to see it. So if you're in Echo, you're still underneath the tornado warning, but you are outside of any tornado threat for those in the heart of Echo right around the tornado, or excuse me, right around the radar site that we have over there. There's very heavy rain being wrapped up into this thing, and this is a rain-wrapped tornado. It's nighttime, so you'd never be able to see it anyway, but because it's rain-wrapped here, it's even more impossible to see. But we have radar scans, and it's very close to the radar site, so it's able to see right near the base of these clouds here, near the surface of the Earth, and it can see that rotation is still there. Let's check one more time. With our debris signature, we still have it on the board. Let me zoom in, and it is along County Road 7 now, and that's why I keep calling out your name between County Road 80 and County Road 75 with that tornado on the ground over County Road 7. Let me circle it for you. This is our debris signature. Let's see if it lines up with the, yes it does, the weak velocity couplet. These are the returns away from the radar and toward the radar. So it's actually significantly weaker now than it was just a couple of minutes ago. We go to velocity. This is wind moving away. This is wind moving towards. So it's still there, but it's not quite as strong. Let me put it into motion to see if how much it has weakened. And when it first started out, it strengthened very, very quickly. Okay, So within the last couple of scans, it does look to have weakened quite a bit, not to say that it can't re-strengthen. And considering we still have some returns of debris signature or CC coming back, it may still be on the ground here along County Road 7. Jordan, they agree over there at the National Weather Service?
Yeah, the National Weather Service just 1 minute ago, they still have it tagged that it's a damaged tornado and it's still confirmed.
Okay. And, all right. So let me, I think what they did was they shortened the box from north to south. Yeah, that's what they did here. And that's why that new tag came out. They're probably not going to take that tag off until the warning expires here. But what I want to do very quickly, and again, there may still be a tornado on the ground along County Road 7, all right? So for those folks in that area, please do take this very seriously. I'm going to pause this for you guys, and I want to show you where it was at its strongest, right here, as it was getting ready. And I'm going to draw a line here, do a little illustration for you, right along 27. I think that this should probably suffice. So from about 145, and as it was continuing northeast, look how much it has weakened in that amount of time. Yeah, it does look like it has weakened a lot with the past couple of velocity scans that have come in. Does not mean that it's not still on the ground, but it has weakened a lot. There was definitely a strong tornado, and they just put out a new tornado warning on this, and they have taken off the confirmed tag, is what it looks like. So north of 27, and this is going to be Henry County 232, in east of County Road 7. It's heading toward County Road 231. That's where we have what was a tornado for sure. Now it's a tornado, maybe. This is going to stay just south of Abbeville. We just got another scan in. It doesn't look as convincing as what it once was. And Jordan, I assume that you concur with that?
Yes.
All right.
Even looking at the replay with the base velocity, don't see any other areas except for that one area where it looks like that shear is broadening out just a little bit.
Yeah. Right here, there's still some very high shear in there, but it's not quite as wrapped up as what we just saw previously. It's really on the southern side of this thing, and it may be more so just very straight line winds in here. So you don't see bright red and bright green. So what you're usually looking for are two things. We're looking for tight and bright. Tight circulation, bright green or blue sometimes, and very bright reds to pinkish colors. If they were right next to each other on our velocity or storm relative velocity, we would have high confidence that there is a tornado on the ground. We don't see that at this point. There's still rotation there, but it's much broader, so it may have lifted at this point. One of the other things that we look at here, we look at debris. We don't have a debris signature any longer. Now, there are still some little blips of yellow here among the maroon. The maroon means all rain. The blips of yellow can sometimes mean little pieces of debris. I wouldn't be surprised if there are still some small leaves and things like that up in the air from what it has already run through before. So some small debris may still be in the air right now, but it doesn't look like it's causing more damage. Yes, there's still quite a bit of shear there, but not looking like any more damage being caused right now. That could change here soon. That's why we're going to stay on this tornado warning until it expires, and that goes all the way until 2:30. We've got another 29 minutes on this thing here for those in Henry County. Let me make this clear. For everybody in Dale County, you are now tornado-free from this storm. Jordan, what I want you to do is I want you to zoom out on yours, and I want you to check and see if there are any more areas of rotation over on your computer. What I'm going to do is a quick synopsis of the overall line because it does look like that tornado may have lifted at this point. We still have a very, very heavy band of rain across much of southeast Alabama. The northern portion of Coffee County had gotten upwards of about 5 inches of rain before this tornado warning storm came out. And as that portion of Coffee County is starting to clear out of the heavy rain, your flooding situation is going to improve there, all right? Flooding is going to be going down, so there are still going to be some problems with some of the culverts and small creeks and things like that, I think, in that direction. But overall, it's not going to get worse, in case you were wondering about that. Other folks in northern Dale County, we just had a tornado-warned storm go through there. It's no longer a tornado threat for you guys. It's well to the east of you in Dale County now. You don't have to worry about a tornado. You do have to worry about the heavy rain. You're still underneath a flash flood warning until 7 a.m. this morning, all right? So For Henry County, now you've got the double whammy. You've got the potential for a tornado, although it doesn't look like it's producing a tornado right now. And you've also got the potential for heavy rain. You've seen about 2 inches of rain just north or in the Abbeville area. About an hour ago, I think you've tacked on probably another inch or so at this point. So Houston County, Geneva County, we don't see any severe weather threat. We don't see any flooding threat right now. And same thing for those over in Early County. So we've covered all of our bases here. The rest of southwest Georgia looking high and dry at this point, and the Panhandle not looking bad either. We still do have a tornado-warned storm that's heading toward Highway 27, or the far northern extent of it that crosses over 431 just to the southwest of Abbeville. This storm is moving toward the Abbeville area or just south of it. You're going to get some very heavy rain. You're going to get some very gusty winds. I don't know if you're going to get a tornado, though, because at this point, or at least as of a few minutes ago, it was weakening. Now, it hasn't gone away entirely, but there are still some decent winds returning to the radar here, some very weak winds along Highway 27 that are moving away from the radar. So it is a very, very, very broad area of rotation. That means that there's very low confidence that there's still a tornado being produced here. It's not impossible just north of Caps, but it's not very likely that there's a tornado on the ground right now. One other way that we can detect that, and again, we've used this multiple times tonight using debris detector, and we do not see any debris in the air. That's why I'm changing my tone of voice here. Earlier, there was an urgent message that needed to get out, that there was a tornado on the ground and you needed to get into your safe place. Fortunately, and I'm not saying if you're north of Caps or south of Abbeville that you should stay out of your safe place, but it's not as urgent. We do not see a tornado on the ground right now. Could that mean that it's in a field? Maybe. But I'm not quite buying that. I do think that it is probably has lifted. There's still some rotation there, but that it has lifted. Jordan, any extra information coming in from the National Weather Service there in Tallahassee?
Yes, so with basically exactly what you said, it looks like that tornado debris signature has diminished. They're going to remove the confirmed tag, but they're keeping the warning just a little bit longer just in case it redevelops. And I was also looking at the shear values. Looks like they're gradually dropping. Still some visibly extreme, but they're dropping just in general over the long term.
All right, so here are the shear values that he was talking about. And you have this little swath of now down to strong. I don't think that we have any extreme in there any longer with that latest scan that just came in while you were talking. So it went from extreme to now strong, and it will probably diminish to weak within the next couple of scans just south of Abbeville. So if a new tornado does form, it's going to be south of the Abbeville area. I'm glad that you guys are with us right now. I'm glad that you guys are watching our coverage right now. I'm not saying that you need to head to your safe place. Just remind yourself where it is. If I need to get into a safe place, where do I need to go? Well, how about I go into the innermost room? It's going to be your bathroom usually, hallway, closet, and bring a pillow with you. Or maybe you have a softball helmet, baseball helmet, football helmet. Bring that in there as well, especially if you have kids. Take that with them if this does reform. At this point, it doesn't look like it is. That's what we're monitoring, though. We're monitoring to see if this thing ramps back up, gets that extra rotation in there, and drops another tornado. Just a short time ago, I mean, it was, what, a little more than 5 minutes, less than 10 minutes ago, there was for sure a tornado on the ground that moved into Henry County. Now it's pretty deep into Henry County and right along Highway 27, State Highway 27 and 431 here. So, and it's now directly on top of it. So directly on top of 431 is where, and that's going to be Ozark Road or State Highway 27, again, whichever one you want to call it there. That intersection with U.S. Highway 431, just to the west of Abbeville, is where we have what was a for sure tornado. That's where we have the little last bits of rotation left over. Let me show you guys again our storm relative velocity. That rotation has diminished significantly, and I think it's almost worth saying that a tornado is not reforming right now. Doesn't mean that it can't in the future, and it hit everything just right for about a 20-minute time period there, hit everything just right, very quickly spun something up, put it on the ground, caused damage, and has lifted it back up. It's interesting. We as meteorologists, we look at a bunch of different things when we're going through a severe weather event. And everything was calling for tonight that it was going to be flash flooding at that point. There were still some indications of severe weather criteria in play, but that they just weren't coming together well and that confidence was super low. But that is exactly why Jordan and I are here in studio tonight, because we knew that it didn't matter how low that possibility for a tornado or damaging wind event was going to be, we were going to be here with you through it the whole way, all right? So we do that every time for you guys. We're going to do it every time afterward as well. Every time before, tonight, and every time in the future that we possibly can. We will be here for you guys whenever there is a threat. Right now, that current threat is primarily heavy rain across the area and damaging wind gusts possible. The heavy rain threat is actually coming down, especially further west. Now, western Geneva, western Coffee, through Covington County, it's more light to little pockets of moderate rain. There are still some areas from Henry County through Dale and into eastern Coffee and central Geneva County, pockets of heavier rain. But it looks like, overall, this is weakening quite a bit. It is pretty rare for us to see both flooding and a tornado at the same time. And we said that on Facebook Live earlier this evening or earlier tonight. And it managed to happen. Sometimes you just speak things into existence, I think. So maybe next time I just need to say or not say that it's a rare event, because for some reason it chose us tonight. Up in the Abbeville area is where we still have that tornado warned storm. Again, I'm not telling folks that they for sure need to be in their safe place. I respect the polygon, but I do think at this point that there is probably not a tornado being formed. Let's double check here. We'll go to our velocity. We don't see any green matched up with red here. It's very weak returns of the green toward. This is our radar. We're seeing winds blowing away from the radar, but not seeing the winds returning to the radar. You need both in order to get a tornado, and we don't see that on here right now. So for Abbeville folks, I know that you are underneath a tornado warning right now. I think really your main threat at this point is just the very heavy rain and some gusty winds in there as well. I do not think that a tornado is being produced. Yes, Jordan. Yes, they did. I see that red box has gone away. For some reason, our blinking purple box is still on there, but the tornado warning has expired. And again, National Weather Service, in agreement with what I was saying, high confidence that a tornado is not on the ground and not going to be forming here. Jordan?
Now, I do want to mention this. I do think it's precautionary. They have issued now a tornado watch for all of our DMA.
Okay, so they've issued a tornado watch, and it's not coming up right now on the map, but I'm going to put it on there for you guys. Tornado watch for our whole area, and that purple blinking box just went away. So the tornado warning 100% has been canceled. There still is a severe thunderstorm warning for, looks like Dale County as well. I think that's the old one, right, Jordan?
I think so. I think it should have expired
now,
if I'm not mistaken.
So a couple of new developments in just the past few minutes. Since the tornado warning. So severe thunderstorm warning technically still goes until 2:15. I don't see any threat right there from the severe thunderstorm warning. That was the same one that was issued earlier, the same one that eventually became tornado warning. There is a severe thunderstorm warning for Henry County until 2:45. There are also flash flood warnings in play. This new one just got issued for southern Coffee and southern Dale County until 7:15. I think that we're going to transition here, Jordan. We're going to stay live on TV and on Facebook. I want to transition back to the heavy rain threat that we've had across the area. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take off our severe thunderstorms and our tornadoes, and just briefly, actually, I am going to talk about that tornado warning that has just come out. All right, so the tornado warning that has come out here is for everybody. It looks like tornado watch. I said that incorrectly. Tornado watch for Coffee County, Dale County, Henry, Geneva, Houston, and Early County. Points further south and east as well until 10 a.m. All right, all those places until 10 a.m. Central Time. So it's 11 a.m. for those over in Southwest Georgia. All right, that is a tornado watch in play. We did just have a tornado touchdown, and as Jordan mentioned, more of a precautionary and reactive thing here because we had a very quick spin up. The confidence in severe weather actually happening was exceptionally low, and we're not the only ones that have been saying that. It was very low, yes, very low. So somehow, again, it just hit everything right. Things happening, it just hit everything right. We're going to take the tornado stuff off. We're going to put back on our flash flood stuff because I think that is the main threat right now. Jordan, keep it up on that one, okay. The tornado threats and everything, and let me know if anything else pops up. Okay. All right. So we're going to go back to rainfall totals over the past 24 hours. and we're going to talk about the flash flooding threat. This is what originally started the night off. We got on it on Facebook Live originally because of the flash flood warning that came out for Northern Coffee, Dale, and Henry County. That goes out until 7 o'clock. There's still a lot of time there. They will expire it before 7 o'clock, though, because the rain is starting to diminish. But there are some pockets just to the northeast of Elba where we do have rainfall amounts estimated upwards of 6 inches. Only one model said that that was a possibility today, and we look at numerous models, and that model only said up to 6 inches of rain for us at 3 o'clock today. It took until 3 o'clock today, or yesterday I should say, 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon for models to finally say there's a flash flooding threat here. Before that, not a single model told us that or hinted to it. The only reason that we mention flash flooding down in our area is because the folks at the National Weather Service said that oftentimes models do a poor job handling a system like this, and sometimes that heavy rain and the threat for other things is actually shifted further south, and that is what has happened here tonight. So from basically northern Dale County all the way back into Covington County and far southern Crenshaw, there is a wide swath of about 4, right on the high end here of the oranges, 4 to 6 inches of rain possible, radar estimated. So these are not ground measurements. That's our most trustworthy source. The source is getting the ground measurements here. But these are radar estimated totals. Within just the last hour, we have seen another 1.5 inches of rain. That definitely warrants the flash flood warning that is in play here, especially for Elba and North. Now, there is a new flash flood warning that just came into play a few minutes ago for southern Coffee County, southern Dale County as well. And that's because the rain, those high rainfall totals are creeping in toward Enterprise, toward Newton, eventually toward the Midland City and Grimes and Napier Field there, toward Dothan eventually, but it's going to take a long time. In fact, it may stay just north of Dothan. Check this out here. If we were to go right into central Houston County where we had the flash flooding on February 12th, we're estimating around 1/4 or 3/4 of an inch to a little more than 0.8 of an inch of rain in central Houston County. We're not expecting flooding here. The reason that we are expecting flooding up here, or the possibility of flash flooding, is because we've gotten upwards of 6 inches of rain. Now, to break this down even further, 2 inches of that happened within a 6-hour time period from basically 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Then from 8 o'clock to what is just after 2 o'clock now, we've got another 4 inches of rain. So within 6 hours, we've now gotten 4. So first time it was 6 hours, we've gotten 2 inches of rain. Then it was another 6 hours, and we've gotten 4 inches of rain. So you doubled the rainfall rate in the same amount of time after already getting 2 inches of rain. You put all that together. That's why we do have the flash flood warnings in play here. So the rainfall rates have gone up quite a bit over this past couple of hours, or probably the past 3-4 hours or so. Jordan, anything new coming from the National Weather Service here?
Nothing new coming from the National Weather Service, but I am looking at something just further out west that I think we should possibly keep an eye on.
Okay.
Looks like if you want to go to the Mobile radar for me.
I can do that. Absolutely.
So more storms developing to the south of Mobile. There's actually a severe thunderstorm on the west of Pensacola.
Yes.
The reason why they have issued that tornado watch, you can see some more back building of stronger storms.
Okay.
Out to our west, moving to the northeast.
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn back on our severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings here on links 1. And we're going to get that. Once we get those back on, that'll show you what Jordan's talking about, because you did say that there is a severe thunderstorm warning over in that direction, correct?
Yes, right over.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So that's what, and there may even be some special weather statements on some of these things. I don't see any right now. So we'll take that back off. We'll also put on the tornado watch. So this is the setup that we have right now. We have the line, and this is the one thing that the HRRR model did right, was that it said that there would be a new line of storms that forms around 3 a.m. and lasts until about 9 a.m. here across southeast Alabama and the Florida Panhandle. That's why we do have this new big yellow box here for all of far southeast Alabama. We're talking again Covington County, those in Coffee, Geneva, Dale, Houston, Henry, over into Early, and those the rest of southwest Georgia. That's why we have that new tornado watch in play here, because we just did have a tornado touchdown, and we've got this new band of rain that's starting to line up. Now, within it, most of this really is just heavy rain. There may be some gusty winds as well. We're not seeing any rotation any longer, but we did just have rotation drop a tornado very quickly in Dale County, and it moved into Henry County and lifted before it got to 431. So we're going to pause this, and we do have, is Rob going out there, Jordan, or one of the other reporters?
I can use my mic and I can give them a call.
That would be great. I appreciate that. So we're going to try and get a reporter out there to see if there is any damage just north of Highway 27. Specifically in Dale County, though, County Road 7 in that direction, just south of County Road 80, is where we did have what looked like a tornado on the ground moving through. Especially near and northwest of the Echo area, there may have been that tornado on the ground at that point. And I think, again, if you all are on our Facebook Live and you can give us any updates of any damage, any power outages that may have been caused over in that direction, we would appreciate that. We need that help from the public as well. Speaking of updates from those things, I am going to pull up and Travis, we're going to stay on Facebook Live, and we want you guys to join us there. So in just a second here, we're going to get off the TV. We want you guys to join us for continued coverage on Facebook Live. Our tornado warnings have expired. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning here in Henry County. But at this point, I don't think that there are damaging winds within that storm. I think that they're just allowing that to continue for the tornado possible earlier, and they're just going to allow that to extend. We're going to wrap up our TV coverage here in about 30 seconds, and we're going to allow you guys to go back to regular programming. Join us on Facebook Live, WDHN's Facebook page. That's where we always go live first. We give you guys that latest information there, no matter what the coverage needs to be, whether it's flooding, damaging winds, tornadoes, or hail. We're always live there first before we have to cut in to the TV programming. So for those that are joining us on TV, we appreciate you guys. We thank you so much for joining us here. Come over to Facebook Live, WDHN Facebook. We want to see you there so you can continue getting the latest information. Call Brinker if you have to.
Yeah, I'm calling him right now.
Your call has been...
All right, folks. So we're still on Facebook Live right now. We wanted to hop off TV because there's no need to be on there any longer. We haven't gotten any reports of serious flooding yet up there in northern Coffee County or Dale County, but it is something that we're going to be watching for. Let's take a look at the power outages. I'm going to pull that map up here in just a second, Travis, and you'll switch over to the other computer in just a second. All right. So we do have some power outages across the area. Not a ton. Very few. But, you know, if you are being impacted by those power outages, of course, you're probably going to be wondering, when do they come back on? We don't have that answer yet for you right now. And Travis, you can pull up links too for our power outage map. That would be great. Looks like we've already got some power outages over in Early County. We've got some in Dale and in Henry County too. So Travis, if you could pull up the power, there you go. Thank you, brother. We also have some down there in the Florida Panhandle and over into Escambia County there, Bruton area, up toward Greenville too. Pike and Barber County all have power outages as well. And this may be directly associated, I assume, especially for Dale and Henry County. I assume that those are for the tornado that just went through those areas. Let's see numbers. That's percentages of customers in the area. And looks like the power outages overall around 100 for those in Ozark, and less than that in a lot of other areas. So, you know, maybe it hit a very sparsely populated area where that tornado went through. That would be great. Looks like we just got a new tornado warning that came out. So Travis, we're going to go back live on TV again. Go ahead and bring us back live on TV immediately because we do have a new tornado warning that has just come out. All right, this is for Henry County. This is the same storm. Travis, go back to links 1 for me. Same storm that just produced that tornado earlier. And we do have the new tornado warning that has come out just to the east of Abbeville. So Travis, go to links 1. and we're going to talk about the tornado warning there, all right? So again, right now, we are trying to get back. There we go. We're back on live TV. We do have a new tornado warning that has just come out. And here we go. We've got it pulled up for you guys here. This is the same storm that was tornado warned earlier. We mentioned that it could start rotating again, but at this point, we hadn't seen anything brand new. But looks like as it's moving toward Fort Gaines, maybe there's a bit of a hook in there. I'm going to pause this for you. There may be a bit of a hook right in here, and it's not hard to tell if we go to storm relative velocity if that is reforming. It's really not that tight. It is a very broad rotation here, very weak, but maybe they've got confirmation through debris detector here. There might be a very small, weak loss one scan ago. It is interesting. Jordan, what are their thoughts over there from the National Weather Service?
They said they did issue it again due to the fact that a small circulation does seem like it's trying to come back.
Okay, trying to come back. So there's no confirmation that it has just yet. Right in here, you see a loss of values on the northern side, and these winds are moving away. Technically, they're moving toward Fort Gaines, but away from the radar. So this is the area that they're watching, and it is directly over Shorterville right now in Henry County. So along County Road 65 and County Road 168, or 188, excuse me, 188 and 65, and that's State Highway 10 that goes into the western side of Shorterville. So right there at the intersection of County Road 47, 65, State Highway 10 East, and County Road 188, that's where the rotation is. Jordan, what you got?
Now, they did quickly just mention that it does look less organized again.
Okay. I was very surprised when they threw that up there, and I saw it all of a sudden. Very, very surprised that they had done that. They said it looked like it was trying to re-rotate here. As soon as, of course, they put out a tornado warning, we want to be on air for you guys. Took me by surprise when they threw this one on there. The other one did not surprise me at all. In fact, Jordan and I were talking about it before it ever went tornado warned. This one, not so much. So I understand what they're watching, and this would bear watching for me as well, behind the scenes. If I saw this, I think it's bear watching, or worth bearing watching. I just don't think that there is a tornado being produced here right now. So, and I don't think that it's imminent either. It's right along State Highway 10. Through Shorterville, which eventually goes all the way up to Fort Gaines. So we're going to wait one more scan here, see what it does, so I can get a little bit more data in, just to make a clearer thought process. You see winds going toward the radar here, but not a significant amount coming away. Even with that latest scan, Jordan, it's very weak. Very weak, if you can even call it weak at this point. So most of these winds are stronger on one side than the other, and it doesn't look like there's a tornado in there at this point. Let's double check on our debris. I don't see any debris being lifted in the air based on our correlation coefficient here. South of Fort Gaines, and it's directly over Shorterville. So is there maybe some broad rotation aloft, and did they just take it off? No, it looks like, okay, it's just blending in with the maroon on the map. There may be some broad rotation further up in the atmosphere. It just doesn't look like it's reaching all the way to the ground at this point. So, and there's definitely nothing being lofted in the air. So what I can say for sure is that there's no tornado on the ground. What I can't say for sure is that it's not going to produce one. I have very low confidence that it will, though, because I think it's already ran its life cycle here. Jordan, what are your thoughts on that?
I agree. I do think it has run its life cycle. I think this was more precautionary, just because they did see small little tightening. Rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
But I don't see it really tightening back up again. The National Weather Service doesn't mean that it looks less organized.
Yeah, so this is going to be a very weird tornado warning for us here. We're going to stay on TV while it's still out. But we may not be as focused on this tornado warning as we will other things like the flash flooding threat or if there are any damaging winds. You know, if you've been watching me for quite some time, you've been watching us here at WDHN, whenever a tornado warning is on the map, it takes precedent over anything else. Jordan's going to keep a very close eye on that tornado warning behind the scenes here. Let me know if you see any rotation come out of that, Jordan. I think it's hard-pressed for anything to be changing with this because it's running into other environmental conditions that aren't quite as favorable right now. So you still have other threats along this line, which would be primarily heavy rain. There is really good improvement up in northern Coffee County and northern Dale County as well. Northern Coffee County, really looking good, the rain coming to an end. You've seen upwards of 6 inches of rain there north of Highway 84. 6 inches of rain is a lot. Fortunately, it fell over a 12-hour time period, so you don't have as much of a threat to flash flooding during that time. However, there is a flash flood warning that goes until 7 o'clock for you guys. So we'll keep an eye and an ear out to see if there are any bad scenarios over there for flash flooding, any reports of flash flooding coming out of Coffee County. In fact, if we put our little eyeball on here, we're not seeing any reports of flash flooding coming out of Coffee County right now or out of Dale County. So that's some good news. There is still some very heavy rain in east central Dale County, especially from Ozark all the way down to the Clay-Hatchie area along in Houston County. So it is, there's still some very heavy rain in quite a few of these areas just north of Headland. I mean, it's literally riding right along the main line in Headland. And then through Newville, that's where we have another very thick batch of very heavy rain. And then all the way up to Fort Gaines as well, which Fort Gaines is underneath that tornado warning that just came out a short time ago. Jordan and I both concluded that there probably is not a tornado being formed within this storm, but there is a tornado warning that goes out until 2:45. So it's got another 17 minutes on this for Clay County. It is north of Early County, and it's crossing out of Henry County right now. So technically, Clay is not one of our coverage counties. However, we're going to stay here just in case something does change within that over the next 5 to 10 minutes. If in the next 5 minutes we don't see any strengthening, we'll probably go back to just Facebook Live. And we were just on TV encouraging people to come to Facebook Live. We're going to do it again. Stay with us on Facebook Live. Your power may go out. Your TV may turn off. If you've got your phone and it is charged, you're going to get that extra information from us on Facebook Live. So we want you guys to join us there on Facebook Live to get that information just in case your power does go out as these storms move through. Dothan folks are probably thinking, what are you guys talking about? Nothing's happened all night long. You just had some rain. Well, other places dealt with some other things, Dothan folks, all right? So most of Houston County has seen very little rain so far, somewhere between a ½ inch and an inch so far. So your flash flooding threat is very, very low. Yes, heavier rain's about to move in. I don't think you're going to get any flash flood warnings tonight, though, because over the past 12 hours, you've only seen about an inch of rain. And if you get another inch or two, you're not going to have any problems. Jordan's nodding his head in agreement there. What you got, buddy?
And they also just canceled that warning.
That tornado warning?
Everything fell apart.
Okay, everything fell apart. Tornado warning up there in Clay County and Henry County has expired. I think that was a great call on their part. Let me double check one thing here. Not for that area in particular, but all up and down this line. It may be becoming outflow dominant, Jordan. And as that's happening, two things should happen here. Rainfall rates should start to fall, so our flash flooding threat should start to go down. Our tornado threat should start to go down as well. We start to see this change in the winds here. I think that bodes really, really well for us here. So, Travis, we're going to go off of TV in about 30 seconds. I, again, want to encourage folks to come back to Facebook Live and join us there. We hopped back on TV very quickly because there was a new tornado warning, came out of the blue. It looked like something was about to rotate again, according to the National Weather Service. And then they said, well, that was more of a one-scan thing. It really didn't quite get its act together. So Jordan and I are going to be on Facebook Live. For those that are watching us on TV right now, join us there. We appreciate you joining us on TV. We'll send you back to regular programming for now.